right, we're gonna break down that bluesy lick that I put out in my most recent short. All right, so let's slow that down and take a look at what it is. We're starting up here, like if we're in the key of C, right? We, just depending on how much knowledge you have, I'm gonna kind of break it down just so that everybody's on the same page. In the key of C, we're thinking that C, we're gonna call number 1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and back to 1. So then we would either, as you know, the black notes are referred to as either flats or sharps. I'm going to refer to them as flats for the purpose of this. So we've got, we're starting up here on the flat 5, right? So the G is our 5, and this would be either a G flat, or sometimes we would call it an F sharp, but I'm just going to stick with flats. So we're doing the flat 5, and then into the regular 5, right? So flat 5 with my 4th finger is how I do it. Now, some people will say you should do this fingering, you should do that fingering. I think you should find the fingering that works for you, but I'm gonna tell you how I like to do it. 4th finger comes in on the flat 5. The pinky, the 5th finger, comes in for the 5. And then you're gonna go from that flat 5 again and just drag that same finger, right? Slide. We're gonna slide it down to the 4. So we're gonna go, right? And this is a great way to learn a new lick too, is just to learn a little bit of it at a time. Like just get good with those couple of notes. Right? You just keep doing that a bunch until like that feels good in your hand. And then maybe add in the next note. So what is that next note? Right? So this is a flat 3, right? 1, 2, 3. This would be the flat 3. And then this is the 1. So we've got flat 5, 5, flat 5, 4, flat 3, 1. And if we just kind of got, a few minutes of practice doing that, now we're looking at this. Whoops, sorry. I went one extra note there. And so I'm using my 4th finger, my 5th finger, my 4th finger, my 4th finger, my 3rd finger, and then my thumb. So let's keep the lick going. So we've got, and then I'm going to cross over my thumb to the flat 7, right? Now my thumb's available for the 5. And then we're going to play 2 notes at the same time. We're going to play the flat 5 and the 1. So see how I did that? Now it's my pinky finger on the 1 up here on the C, and my middle finger on that flat 5. Now from there, I can just slide that middle finger right off of the flat 5 down into the 4. And my pinky is still on the 1. So we've got, now here's where it starts to get a little trickier, because I'm going to do a flat 3 here, and then I'm going to do like an arpeggio, right? And the way I do the arpeggio is I do it from way up here where I've been kind of holding this 1 the whole time, and then I'll go, so 1 for the flat 3, and then the 1 an octave lower, right? So you are playing kind of the flat 3 by itself, and then you just kind of roll those notes. All right. So then we're going to do the flat 3 and the 6. So now I've got my same 2 fingers that I played the 4 and the 1 earlier. Now I'm playing the flat 3 and the 6. All right, so so that's what's coming next. So we got, I'll walk through it slow. Flat 5, 5, flat 5, 4, flat 3, 1, flat 7, into the 5, into the flat 5 and 1, right? So that slides down to the 4, and the 1 has just kind of just been held down that whole time. Then the flat 3, so it's, I don't know which finger I use unless I'm doing it fast. So I'll use my index finger for the flat 3, which is gonna stay there. Now, incidentally, you can play, I said that I like to play it, you know, with 4 different fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Or 5, 3, 2, 1. The 4th finger is not being used. But you can simplify it. You can do like, and then you could just forget about this pinky. You could just leave it down, and you could just go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or if you're counting your fingers, 2, 3, 2, 1. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you label it like that. And that's very easy to play, right? But for whatever reason, when I go fast, I typically, I use, and you are coming off of, so I'm doing like 1, 2, 3, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm doing like a 5-note arpeggio, but you could do it as a 4-note. You could do 1, 2, 3, 4, and that certainly makes it easier. So if you struggle with all those notes, then maybe don't play that C up high and just go, makes it so much easier. All right, so that was our arpeggio. Now, off of that, we're gonna play a flat 3 and a 6, as I mentioned. So I just move over that little bit, have my 3rd finger and my 5th finger. There's the flat 3, there's the 6, right, the A. And now, when I cross over again, I'm looking to land on the 4 and the 1, right? The F and the C. And then, to finish that up, I'm gonna do so I think it sounds good that the C can come in on its own, and then you could do just like, you could just have this C, the other C down, right? So you got this octave stretch here. You could let these kind of just stay down, and then you could roll it. Now, I do think it sounds good when you actually strike this higher C. See that? Like, if it's already down, it doesn't sound bad, but sorry. I don't know, it just rings a little bit nicer, in my opinion. So a lot of different ways you could do it, right? That way I just did differently. And you could slide grace off that note. So yeah, so that's it. And the cool thing about this lick is it's all notes of the blues scale, right? So really, you have free reign to play any notes that are in the blues scale over the 1 chord, over the 4 chord, or over the 5 chord. It's kind of like a free pass. You can just hit any notes, and it'll sound somewhat good. Now, certainly, some some notes put together in a certain pattern are going to sound better than others, but you can't really go wrong. It's never going to sound like, oh, that's just a wrong note. It might not be as interesting, but it's not going to sound bad. So and then when it's time to bring in the left hand, let's talk about that a little bit, right? And you can play the same thing. So I was going to say that. So there's this anticipation. If you noticed, I came in right before I went to the F or the 4 chord, and then like you're going to be finishing up and like going back to the C as you're finishing up that same lick. So let's try that again. Here I go, ready? And then you're kind of getting back to that 1 at the same time it ends. And now to the G. Again, you want to anticipate. So if I'm... And that's where you go to the F. So now I'll do it without stopping. Anticipate. Back to the 1. Now to the G. I messed it up. Maybe I'll cut that out. So this is where you would go to the F and then back to the C, right? There. The F. Back to the C. Now the G. And then in the short that I made, you might have noticed that I would have a little tremolo going, right? So there's lots of different ways to do tremolos. In this particular instance, what's happening is, I'm coming off of that. all three notes, right? The C octave, and then the E, right? The three. And I'm just keeping the E down while I rock the thumb and the pinky back and forth, right? And that's in my opinion, that's one of the easier tremolos, because you've got this pivot point and you just rock your wrist back and forth. And so it's very easy, it's not stressful. So sometimes I'll add that in there, and you can play around with that as well. So let's do it one last time. All right, so that was a little explanation. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Please leave me a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and hit that like so other people get to see this video too. Thanks, we'll see you next time.